What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video guys, I have several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you the opinion that subpoena and hearings might be issued quite soon. Then I will show you quite interesting experience of transferring shares to AST from E-Trade, and this might be a precedent in these actions. On top of that, I will show you a new ally, potentially very powerful ally, who might help us to win this battle. And at the end of this video, I will show you the reason why SEC hasn't stopped FINRA to do their illegal activities. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and hit the like button for me personally. During these days, it is very difficult for me to do these videos because I have a sick, but I have to do it because it is my duty. I think it is my duty. And everything what I want in exchange from you is just to hit the like button. So, and let's start with the news itself. Junk Savvy hosted this space call 18 hours ago on May 31st, and in response to this space call, Mark Basil responded, "I hear some of the MMTLP community intend on supplying their congressional reps with a copy of the complaint. This may provide some pertinent background for them to consider whether they will issue their own subpoena or set up a formal hearing." And guys, it is quite interesting comment from Mark Basil, because in general he definitely knows about all of the proceedings that should have happened in order to achieve some results. And this might be another quite interesting. It is pretty much call to action to contact your representatives and to give them this complaint. And in my opinion, it is not a big deal in terms of the efforts that this might take, but it might be very important in terms of the effectiveness of these efforts. So, and let's continue with another news. Timeless team wrote this tweet, and I have to admit that it is quite unique experience. I will read you this tweet in details, but first of all, let me remind you that Timeless team is the person who had a limit orders at the very beginning of December to sell MMTLP shares at the level of $200,000. And this order was executed, allegedly it was executed, but we don't know it for sure because the status of this order was and is too late to cancel. And I have to say that too late to cancel order means that this order had to be executed, and that is why Timeless team had to receive the money for his shares, but he hasn't received any. And that is why it is another suspicious activity from authorities, and Timeless team was affected by these actions. So, and let me show you, let me quote this tweet in details. E-Trade partial transfer MMTLP initiated today. No fee, interesting. To be completed within 1 week, more interesting. Okay, I made a decision to try it again, a partial transfer of my next bullish hydrocarbon common stock, contract CIP 629999590, to the transfer agent Equinity, formerly AST, today, May 31st. In the past, I was always given high dollar amount fees to do a transfer, so I waited for a lower price. The E-Trade agent who answered, Peter, was able to do it simply from my instructions. No forms to fill out. I told him I needed to transfer some stock and I had money in my account ready to pay for it. Up to $75 I had in case needed. I asked Peter if he knew MMTLP and he said yes, quickly. I immediately asked him if he was familiar with the NBH press release on the transfer process, and he said no. I told him the date of the PR and to look it up and read it first, so that my request was done properly per their instructions. He put me on hold to look up the PR. About 5 minutes later he said the PR really helped out and therefore he understood the instructions And to my surprise, he said there would be no fee for the partial transfer of 3,000 shares. Then, he simply said it would be complete within 3 to 5 business days. I told him again to make sure he followed NBH instructions, just to make sure my shares don't get lost in the mix for weeks. He was assured it would be done per NBH instruction and to call back in a week if any issues. I had to agree to a simple statement that they would not send me certificates at home, and if I needed any certificates, I had to ask the transfer agent for them. I agreed, of course, and said yes. Electronic only, the fastest and the most efficient way. I should see a transaction line item in my history in my broker account next week, pulling that certain amount of shares. He said I should then soon get a mailed statement from Equinity, like the PR explained. Phone call took less than 15 minutes total. Try similar if you so wish. Hopefully not another rug pull by our broker and run around. I was exact in my instructions and I'll be watching. I'll be interested to find out late next week if I'm accepted or rejected, to be continued. And guys, it is a very interesting experience because previously we knew that E-Trade had to collect about $75 fee per transfer, and for now they do it for free, and they intend to do it within just 3 to 5 business days. Guys, I don't understand what has changed in their activity if they switched their policy to basically do it for free and to do it within just several days, literally several days. Previously, we had a completely opposite experience that some people had to wait several months in order to receive just an answer of the ability to transfer these shares. And for now, potentially this person, his name is Peter, wasn't so confident and he hasn't read the internal instructions of E-Trade in regards to MMTLP shares. So quite interesting, and definitely we have to keep an eye on this case as well, and it might be very useful to understand what is happening behind the scenes. So let's continue with another quite interesting and important news. Meta News wrote this tweet just yesterday, and it says, Bill Pulte in talks with NextBridge Hydrocarbons CEO Greg McCabe, stating he's willing to look into MMTLP and do whatever he can to help the community. And guys, it is very interesting and important news, because first of all, you know that just recently a lot of people mentioned about the lack of contact information in the NextBridge Hydrocarbons website, and I didn't cover this news because, in my opinion, we have an extremely active MMTLP community. That is why by publishing the telephone numbers or emails or any other contact information in their website might lead to a lot of distractions for the C-levels executives or for other employees, and it basically could prevent them to perform their activity. That is why, in my opinion, their website doesn't have any contact information. But in general, this news, this tweet shows that Greg McCabe is working on this case, and he is trying to find another allies who might help us to win this battle. Let me show you some comments. And Pulte wrote 9 hours ago, in addition to this tweet. I had a good talk with him, means with Greg McCabe. A lot to unpack. Not sure what is going on with FINRA. Also, amongst a trillion other questions. Why do not to know how many shares are short? Totally insane. And guys, if you don't know who Bill Pulte is, let me show you his Twitter account. He's a philanthropist, investor of Twitter Philanthropy, ex-philanthropy, and he gave away money, food, shelter, and medicine. He has more than 3 million followers, and definitely this type of allies might drastically help to win our battle. On top of that, just recently he published this tweet. It is quite a lengthy tweet, but I don't want to read it in detail, so you can do it by yourself. I want to show you that he mentioned about MMTLP case, and he definitely knows about our situation, and he knows about the wrongdoers. For example, Doug Sifu, the person, basically the CEO of Virtu Financials, might also be involved in this illegal activity, and he knows about this. And guys, I have to say that this type of allies might drastically help us to win, and might help us to achieve our major goal, to have a fair and transparent markets. That is why, guys, if you know someone who has the similar amount of followers, who is quite a famous person, and probably who are you familiar with, you can definitely try to contact them, and you can try to explain our case, and probably they will help us. So, and the last but not least, RareDD again published another quite interesting tweets, set of tweets, where he explains why SEC did nothing in terms of FINRA's illegal actions. And let me quote this in details. If you tell on me, I will tell on you. This is likely the reason the SEC isn't pointing out the obvious about FINRA breaking their own Rule 6490, among others. The SEC and FINRA knew there were problems since the days of TRCH. They saw the data back then, and they saw the data right before posting the first MMTLP corporate action. How ironic that the SEC went after retail on the same day that the next breach hydrocarbons shares would have been exchanged on 1-to-1, on 1-for-1 ratio. And he added these two screenshots. First of all, he posted this one. SEC charges 8 social media influencers in a $100 million stock manipulation scheme promoted on Discord and Twitter. And guys, one of the companies who were targeted by this manipulation was TRCH. And let me show you his second screenshot is not in the best quality. He reposted it right here. He meant to use this image in the original post. And here you can see that it is a screenshot of SEC official website, and it is the announcement, let me quote this, AWS regarding event 2023, FINRA CAT, overcoming challenges when big data became, and so on and so forth. And here you can see the screenshot of the same exact article when the manipulation scheme was exposed. And let me show you this tweet. Just a little backstory in case you aren't up to speed. The SEC investigated these retail investors with the aid of FINRA CAT back when TRCH traded in 2021. It would be difficult to believe that they didn't find manipulation beyond what they suspected from retail, because a FOIA revealed emails discussing the topic in late 2021, all the way to one day before FINRA posted the first fraudulent MMTLP corporate action. And he added several screenshots of the lawsuit itself with the mention of TRCH stocks. And as you can see, this lawsuit was filed on July the 12th of 2022. And the next screenshot shows the FOIA letters that were issued back in November of 2021, and where we can clearly, the second letter was issued on December the 5th of 2022, where we can clearly see that FINRA and SEC knew about this case, and they did nothing in order to prevent this illegal activity. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just